Hello, Libras. So, life isn't really bad right now. Things are actually really, going well. Generally speaking, things are going really well. So, what is the problem? Because we're being forced to sit in our feelings again. Yeah, it's not fun. A cardinal air sign being forced to sit and feel. It's not fun. So, life is okay. Money's good. Relationships aren't terrible. They could be better. They're not terrible. So what's missing? Well, when we look back at everything that's happened in the last couple of years and everything that we've talked about, and it's not even that we're sad or melancholy, angry. It's none of that. We're just kind of here. And that's weird, right? That we're just present. And the reason why it's weird is because we are very cardinal and we want to move forward and go forward. If you've been following me for a while, you know that I'm a Libra rising. I'm a Virgo sun, Libra rising. And I've resonated with my Libra rising for the last several years. And it's that very blunt approach to life, that very tunnel vision, that focus, that laser-like focus of a Libra that has been questioned for the last couple of years, because usually we are really, really good at knowing what direction that we want to go in. But there's been so much of a balancing act to keep everything on our scales level. We don't know what direction we're going in. Nothing is horrible right now. I mean, things could be a little better on both sides. Communication could be a little better between people that we love and us. Money's good, could be better, but it's not in a desperate attempt to totally switch up life to get better money. So, what's the problem, Libra? Are you tired of balancing? I'm tired of balancing. It's like that teeter-totter. I just thought of the commercial. There's like a Pediasure commercial where there are these, this mom is talking about how she watches her kid like a hawk. And so she even notices when her son isn't gaining weight in the same way that all of his friends are. And then he and his friend are on this teeter-totter and his friend is way heavier than he is. So she gives him a Pediasure. Right? So we're trying to nurture both sides of the scale constantly. And the universe, with all of these damn full moons in January, the first one was in Cancer. Thank you, Cancer. On the 1st. And then the second one's going to be in Aquarius, fellow air sign, on the 31st, which also happens to be, sorry, I gotta flip my phone over and put it over here so I'm not distracted, which also happens to be a full lunar eclipse. So, things are okay, it's just our feelings, the balancing act that we've been doing for all of this time, it's tiring. We just want to get to the end result already. But I want you to know that it's coming. So as we get closer to the full lunar eclipse at the end of the month, things will start to get a little bit more clear. on what needs to go, what needs to stay. And it doesn't necessarily have to be people or jobs or material things. It could just be like the ideals of what we had in our mind. I mean, yeah, we're so tired of this balancing act, but isn't that what we do best? Balance things out. Sometimes it's really hard to make a decision, but usually once we've made that decision, we're on it. We go, and we do. And we recognize that that's what we have to do, right? And we get victory. 6 of Wands, victory. Because we know it was the right decision. We balanced it out. So, what took me so long to do the reading for us? The universe has made me sit. It has been a week of very low energy. I've been calling it the spiritual flu. And I know it's not just like psychics or whatever that are getting it, tarot card readers that are getting, I know several tarot card friends that have been getting this. And I just know several friends in general, but mainly people who have been very in touch with their emotions and are working with the universe. They have kind of been forced to sit this week. And I feel like it's a regeneration time. Because there are going to be some things coming up in the very, very near future that we will need energy for. And it's kind of like Queen of Swords, bottom of the deck. It's kind of like the universe was like, you know, yeah. 4 of Swords action there. Cut ties, if you look at that. The ties on those swords, they've all been cut. So I feel like there are things that we need to cut ties with. Possibly people that are around us that make us feel very guarded. But if we keep holding on to that stuff, yikes. Lots of thinking here, Libra. We have the 3 of Swords. We have the 5 of Cups. We have the Knight of Swords. We have the 4 of Pentacles. We have the 5 of Swords. We have the 6 of Swords. We have the Wheel of Fortune. Queen of Swords, and we have the 6 of Wands. So this deceiving nature of needing to hold on to shit from your past, that's going to be gone at the end of this month. You're cutting it out. And it's going to hurt. Whatever you've been working really, really hard on, pushing yourself to complete, pushing yourself to hold on to, it doesn't have to be a relationship. Could have to do with a job. There's going to be a recognition that even though there was a serious need to work on this, there's a lesson in it. There's some kind of karma. Something has to be cut off. Could be another air sign. Younger air sign. Because we do have the Knight of Swords and the Queen of Swords. We also have the Fool. And it doesn't have to be that you're cutting an air sign out. You're not eclipsing an air sign out. But you're not putting up with the bullshit anymore. You're learning your lesson. You're not holding on to the deception in your mind that you have to put up with whatever the hell this person's saying to you. And I almost want to say that if it's not a younger air sign to you, it's somebody who certainly acts younger. Somebody who's a little more volatile than you are. Or this could be you acting like a fool. If you're the younger air sign. Now, let's be real, Libra. We have kind of acted like children in the last 6 to 9 months. Sometimes we can. And there are other signs that have acted like children too. I'm not just picking on Libra, trust me. If you've watched other videos, man, watch the Aquarius video. They got it too. Virgos, they've gotten it too. And it's because we're speaking up for ourselves. Because often Virgos don't speak up for themselves. Often Libras don't speak up for themselves. They want to keep the peace. Yes, we can be very blunt. We can be very straightforward. We can also be very charming when we don't want to rock the boat, per se. 6 of Swords, rock the boat. But I feel like towards the end, closer to the end of January, there will be moments, Libra, where after all of this healing and cutting ties with all of the bullshit and having to like have that stupid conversation again, right? That is a little sad and a little heartbreaking. But you have to have faith that this is what's going to build that stability that you've been wanting. Sure, we want to keep the peace, but if we're going to keep our mouths shut, how is that keeping the peace? Because that's going to build that negativity, that negative air energy is going to build, and then we're going to just spill it all over the place. And what's the lesson in that? There isn't one. So it's building. And it might hurt to have to say what you need to say, but you need to say it. Where are you holding back? We've been talking about saying things for a while, Libra. And it's like, you know, that whole wishy-washy, I just want to be right. I don't want to have to say how I feel. I just want to be right. I want them to just know. Like, read my mind. No. That's not the way that works. So, you have to have faith. And don't deceive yourself that you have to hold on to whatever it is that you're not saying. Whatever it is that you're not doing, whatever it is that, whatever lesson that you haven't learned from the situation that you are currently in, could have to do with money, could have to do with a relationship, you know, like you don't have to pinpoint this on one exact thing in your life. It could have to do with several things that are going on in your life right now. I could point out a couple of things that this could do with my life. And it may not even have to do with a conversation. It just, there are things that you are holding on to because you want to keep the peace. And it's time to let that go. It's time to stop deceiving yourself that this toxicity that you're holding on to, the devil, bad energy. The stuff that's hurting you, the stuff that's breaking your heart, the stuff that you've been crying over. Maybe it's all just in your head. Maybe it's not as bad as you think it is, because whatever it is that you've been keeping inside, there's real stuff behind it that's good. Like real good stuff behind it that can build a stable life for you. Emotionally, monetarily. And so we've got the Magician, 5 of Pentacles, Ace of Wands, Temperance, 8 of Pentacles. So whatever you're working towards or manipulating, either way, Libras are pretty good at manipulating. Like I said, we're very charming. We can be very, very charming. Stop. You know what I mean? No, it's okay. That's manipulation. No, I'm good. Manipulation. So whatever you've been working really, really hard on, it's kind of put you out. And it's time to rebuild. It's time to bring that spark back. Ace of Wands, Temperance. It's time to bring the spark back. It's time to heal. It's time to move on. It's time to move forward, Libra. It's time. I don't want to have this conversation anymore. I'm really working hard to do it myself. So I'm not just talking to you guys. I'm talking to myself as well. Because I haven't wanted to move on. I've put myself out. But I know there was a spark today. I had a spark. And I'm going to defend it. 7 of Wands, defend it. Not in a defensive way. So when this opportunity comes up for you, and you get to start to rebuild, and you're not holding on to your emotions, you're not holding on to that job that doesn't fulfill you anymore. You are walking away from whatever rough, deceptive thoughts you were having that were toxic, or a relationship, or just emotions that you don't need to have anymore towards something, someone, whatever. When you get this bright moment, this bright, shiny moment happen to you towards the end of the month, it's going to be like a brand new day. Like day and night. See with the Fool, there's that moon down there. So eclipse that shit, Libra. And let's start rebuilding 2018 already. Because there was a lesson behind this, and you guys have learned it. We've all learned it. And it's time to move forward. It's time to make that Magician real. So I really hope that you guys have a good second half of January. I'm excited to see what happens. I think that we've done a lot of healing. And I think it's time to just keep going. So check out the InstantGo app. That link is below. Also, the donations that have come in, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. You guys are fantastic. They are keeping the channel going. So if you'd like to donate, that link is also below. And I've got my website up and running now. So if you guys would like to have a reading, fearlessintuition.net, I've also added that link below. Excuse me. I will be in Florida starting next weekend through the end of the month. So if you guys would like to see me, I will be in Pensacola the 20th through the 25th, and then I will be in West Palm Beach the remainder of the time. So let me know if you're going to be around those areas, and I will give you the information. Thank you guys so much for your support. I love it. 2018 is going to be a great year. So I'll talk to you later. Bye.